welcome to episode 1 of Sunrunners, our Dark Matter 5e charity campaign that is going to take place in space. Yeah. My name is Joseph Timmis. I'm going to be the game master for this game, and we're going to take a quick minute to introduce everybody involved in this. So we're going to go around the screen. We're going to start with right below me is Ronald. So Ronald, if you want to take off by introducing yourself.
Hey guys, I'm Ronald. I'm playing Hades Corvix. And
Okay. And Peter.
Hey everybody, my name is Peter Romanesco. I'm playing Quinn Westfall, space pilot, and I'm also a part of a organization, a program called Demiplane. So we are a matchmaking and companion app for tabletop role players looking for a place to play. So swing on by.
And Dave.
Hi, I'm Dave. I'm part of the Nerd Asylum. I've been here since the beginning. And I'm playing Elias Whisperwind.
And Matt.
I'm Matt. I'm also part of the Nerd Asylum. You can find us on thenerdasylum.com and check out some of our other podcasts. Dave and I are both part of 40 Around, so check that out. So that, for part of the Dragon Queen and all that good stuff. And I am playing B33T5, a Vect Bard.
And last but certainly not least, Amy.
Yes, I am Amy. I am playing Adriadne Circuit Breaker. She's a gnome and she's pretty much the coolest. I'm in 2 podcasts. One is called Cornfields and Kobolds and the other one is called Not Quite Heroes. You should listen to them.
Awesome.
All right. So before we begin and set the tone for what's going on, this is an interactive charity stream, so you, the viewer, can affect the game by making donations via Extra Life. If you click on one of the panels or buttons below on the Twitch page, they've kind of rearranged things again, so I'm not sure where exactly it's at, but it's on the page somewhere. It'll take you to our Extra Life campaign where you can click on incentives to donate health potions and advantage and various different things. It's currently set up for our Strahd game, but as we develop this campaign, certain things will appear there as incentives specific to this campaign as well. So keep an eye on that and tune in every Sunday as we play from 9 p.m. to 11:30-ish Eastern Time, and join us on this amazing space adventure. So, with that out of the way, we are starting in the year 2120. Earth has finally developed intergalactic travel, and this is the first voyage of the RSV Banneker. It is a ship that has been designed with all the species and races of the galaxy having come back to Terra, Earth, and helping the humans to develop this galactic academy that orbits Earth, or Terra, in the Sol system. And they have spent the last 4 years attending the Galactic Academy and have recently graduated the Galactic Academy in varying different aspects. They have different specialties, and they have recently been assigned the RSV Banneker on her maiden voyage. They have been debriefed and told what their mission is, and they are heading to Europa, a moon base next to Jupiter. You know, Europa is the one of the moons of Jupiter. There is a moon base on Europa that they are supposed to go travel to, deliver supplies and experts, because there is a maw on the surface of Jupiter that has been offline for thousands and thousands of years, which has disconnected the Sol system from the rest of the galaxy for international travelers. If they wanted to get to the Sol system, they had to use faster-than-light travel, which is much, much slower than wormhole travel, which is what the maws use. If you're unfamiliar with dark matter, it's a wonderful, wonderful sci-fi setting done by Mage Hand Press, so definitely check that out. There's all kinds of lore set up in there, and we'll be getting into a lot of that throughout the session. For time-consuming purposes, there is basically a wormhole generator on the surface of Jupiter that is being repaired, and there is a moon base on Europa run by the Amoeboids, and their mission is to deliver supplies and experts to Europa, test out the RSV Banneker on its maiden voyage, and return back to the Galactic Academy for diagnostics on the ship. So, we begin with everybody coming out of the debriefing room as the captain leaves the debriefing room, and you're all ready to go to your assigned area.
All right, everybody ready?
Yep.
Aye, aye.
We're ready.
Well, Hades. Hopefully, we don't need to see out in the void here. But if we do, fly fast and shoot straight.
Roger that. And I'll reluctantly head towards the transporter elevator and report to my station
Okay.
to security office.
Walk over there, and unfortunately, my sound effects machine is down. It was causing a lot of issues with Streamlabs, and I think it was the cause of the last couple streams we did being flaky, and so I'm not using that currently.
So now Matt has to make all the sound effects as
Yep.
Whoosh.
as B33T5. Whoosh.
Yes.
Whoosh.
Let's see. Hear that?
Mm-mm.
Nope, but I
Yeah.
bet it would have sounded
It
awesome.
would have sounded awesome.
It sounded super awesome in my head.
Yes.
Ah,
Ooh, yeah.
There it is.
there it
we
is.
go.
Thanks, Scotty.
So I can do it manually. I just can't use the thing. So, yes, you decompose into a lot of different atoms and are sent through the elevator to your station. Your security office is pretty bland. It's just a couple desks. You see that there are some CCTV monitors, the closed circuit TVs within the system. No private areas are recorded, but all the hallways, all the main parts like the kitchen, the galley, the laboratories, they're all on different holographic monitors.
Right. Do I see Chief Security Avery's or Smitty?
Yes, Avery's is Smitty is there, and you have a chair over there.
Right, sir.
You'll want to lock yourself in.
And when do we start the muster to?
The muster drill, yes, in about 5 minutes.
Roger that, sir.
Okay. So the rest of you are still in the debriefing room. What are you doing?
I think B3 would go ahead and head down. He's eager to begin, checking over everything that they're carrying to the base. He, loves double checking and keeping everything organized. So he wants to make sure that those guys, back on port didn't forget to load anything. So.
All right. So yeah, you head over to the elevator as well, and you hit that button, and it takes you off, and you go to the cargo room. And as the door slides open, you see that there are rows and rows of different types of containers. Most of them marked with serial numbers, and then the barrels are on the right-hand side, and they all have individual serial numbers. And you see a logo stamped on the barrels.
I think as B3 would come out of the elevator, he would make kind of a quick glance. His eyes would be kind of flashing, taking in all the serial numbers and things that he can see, and just kind of storing them to his memory, and automatically starting to process them in numerical order so that he can kind of go back through and pull as needed.
Yeah, you're finding there's like 4,500 tons of material of like all these different types of things, and there's crates upon crates upon crates, so it's going to take you quite a bit of time if you haven't already to go through and double check one by one each, because each individual item is associated a serial number, and then each crate is associated a different kind of number, a categorizing number. So you're just going through matching up numbers.
I think if he could smile, or see him smile, he would be smiling because this is, he's in his zone now. It's like, all right, let's crunch some numbers,
Okay.
So,
VLOOKUPs. All right.
Pivot tables and VLOOKUPs.
yes.
So, Peter, what is Quinn doing?
Well, Quinn's looking back, takes a look at Elias. Well, best of luck to you. I hope we don't need you, but you never know where we're going to end up. And walk through the teleporter. He'll be headed to the bridge.
Okay.
Do you come with? Does Elias on the bridge too?
Elias would be, if you're doing star charts and things, navigation, that's going to be...
On the bridge. Yep.
All right, I'd wait for you before I press the button, not like wait for the elevator doors to close. Press it.
To make eye contact, just like, no.
Yeah, just out of the way.
This elevator's
Oh.
full.
I'll hop in with you and be like,
All right,
to the bridge.
to the bridge.
All right.
So we're out.
You teleport through, and the door slides open, and you see the bridge. And on the bridge, there's the captain's chair in the center, and there's a console in front of it. There are two piloting chairs on the left-hand side, and one piloting chair on the right-hand side. You can assume that's for the captain, the pilot, the co-pilot, and the helmsman. And then behind, on the right-hand side of the bridge, there are 5 computer banks, and there are stools pulled out. And you see that there's a couple people, 2 people sitting there, kind of punching in figures and sliding the holographic computer monitor. And this ship is state of the art. It's high tech, there was some money spent in designing and building this vessel. It's developed for research, and it's top of the line. A lot of this stuff is fancier than anything you've seen before.
Awesome.
The captain is not on the bridge at this point.
That was my question. All right. Well, how about the pilots and the co-pilot and the helmsman chair? Anyone there?
There's nobody in the pilot chair, and there's nobody in the helm's chair, but there's someone in the co-pilot chair.
Got it. Well, look at my bird friend. Good luck.
You too.
Well, you'll know if I don't have it.
We'll all know.
I'll look forward to, as I'm walking through the area, and this is kind of the maiden flight. I think Quinn is somewhat of a suspicious person. Does it look like everybody here either like knows what they're doing, or everyone doesn't know what they're doing? I'm trying to see, like, is there a general sense of like the crew of what we have?
Okay. You get a sense that everybody is confident in their own abilities, but being that this is the Maiden Voyage, there is an air of nervousness on the bridge. You know that this has been tested. The ship has been kind of put through rigorous testing and everything, but this is its first official flight outside of the orbital system of Terra. So
It's the Titanic.
What's the
Oh
worst
no,
that
we're
could
gonna
happen?
hit a space iceberg!
What's the worst that could happen?
well, new storyline. No.
Yeah. That'd be like
I thought
Crash
the Titanic.
into a space cruiser.
would that be an
comets are,
ice asteroid?
That'd be
An
a-
ice
yeah.
asteroid?
Guys, this is made by the White Star Line.
Ironically, the Titanic was also going to Europa.
Yeah, strange.
Awesome.
So-
I'll head up to the co-pilot. Who's there?
Okay. There is a co-pilot sitting there. It is a human. He's got red hair. And as he kind of looks up at you, you can see he's got a line of freckles across there, and he's got a very charming smile. He says, "How's it going?"
It is going great. Is this Alfie?
It is.
Alfie.
As you see, a 13-year-old boy with a name tag that says Alfie sitting in the co-pilot's chair.
Oh, we have a Wesley.
Alfie. I cannot believe that you are here.
Well, where else would I be?
Well, I thought maybe you were still running the gig back at the corp. It's good to see you got out.
Ah, I left them a long time ago. This is where it's at. Top of the line ship, best pilot. This is where I gotta be.
Hey, I'm with you, man. Did they tell you we're working together?
Oh, really? You gonna be helmsman?
Yeah, I think so. At least for today. We'll see how it goes tomorrow, but the goal is to at least make a 2-day trip.
Awesome. I haven't seen you in a while.
It's been a while. You look like you're growing up a lot.
Yeah. Sometimes sometimes in the most drastic moments, 13 years old.
That's crazy. I mean, the pressure. Well, I'll tell you what, man. I get it. Hey, if you need help with anything on the ship, you just let me know. And if you need help with the piloting, you could probably handle it yourself, but you could also let me know.
Yeah, I'm sure I can handle it myself, but I trust you. If I need help, you'd be the person that I'd ask.
Awesome. I'm glad. I can't. This is just super ironic. I can't wait. When we're done, when we get to Europa, I gotta get the story. I gotta figure out how you left. I gotta hear this one.
Yeah, definitely. And at that point, the bridge door opens, and the captain steps out onto the deck of the bridge. Deck of the bridge? Is that accurate, right? Steps out onto the bridge.
Out of the deck. Out of the bridge. Bridge deck.
And everybody, Alfie even stands up and goes to attention. Captain. The captain runs around, and the captain has a very Spock-like haircut. It's very clean-lined, very straight haircut. It's flat and almost kind of looks like it's kind of matted down onto the top of his head. This is Eddie's. He walks over to the intercom system and he holds the button. This is Captain Amelia. The mustering will begin in 5 minutes. All family members and crew are required to participate in the muster. Thank you.
Get the hot dogs.
And he goes and he walks over and sits down into his chair and then crosses his leg and just kind of begins to kind of scan along the bridge. And you can see a little bit of a smirk around his face.
At this point, I would then start to walk over to my station because I've been standing there as this is all going on,
Awkward Eagle Man walks to his station. I love it. Your station actually has, it's like a little pedestal, and there's 4 or 5 buttons. That's it. There's like a power button. You can recognize these symbols because you've had, 4 years of training. So these are things that you're familiar with. You're confident in your abilities to operate the machinery on board this vessel. Okay.
So is that 1 year per button?
You make that joke, but they don't even let you touch the power button until year 3. Okay.
Oh.
You're not allowed to turn it on.
But yeah, there's a power button. There's 2 arrow buttons, and then there's the galactic button.
Up, down, left, right. BA.
Yeah, the contra code.
I'm going to turn it on.
When you power it up, a holographic map just kind of gets projected from this pedestal. And it takes up quite a bit of space, actually more than the pedestal. Almost like it did in the briefing room, where our good friend Circuit Breaker, Adriadne, yes, had some issues with the holographic thing. But
They knew I was coming. They should have provided a step stool.
Yeah, I'm assuming this works like Minority Report, so I'm just gonna put my hands out and stretch it out, kind of organize where we are versus where our destination is, and start plotting a course that we should use.
Okay, yeah, it works exactly like that. You're able to manipulate this globe, this sphere, this holographic sphere, and you can grab points and kind of pull them around and expand and contract just like you can in Minority. Very fancy. Very nice. Very colorful, even. It includes colors. You can see the different colors of the stars, like white dwarfs and blue. red giants and all, very colorful and bright. And when you expand it and contract it, it kind of zooms in and zooms out, so you can get like a galactic view, and then you can zoom in all the way into like.
Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna plot the safest course. Like going, I would say, underneath the asteroid belt and just avoiding concerns. Take a look around. Just very safe first maiden voyage plan.
Trying so hard.
So you do the math and you count the trajectory of the planet's, orbits and everything, and you figure out the best and safest route under the asteroid belt and everything. Adriadne, you are
Yup.
sitting in the debriefing room. What would you like to do?
I will, after being set down by my compatriots, I will go ahead and mutter they better have some step stools down there, and then head to the engineering room with the super cool teleporter.
Okay. Yeah, so you go to the teleportation room, able to reach up the button that you need to hit. It teleports you, and as the door slides open, you're immediately met with 100 feet away from you. You could see the warp drive, this FTL drive that you've been training for so long. The almost jellyfish-like structure with the blue swirling and this pulsing, almost calming noise of that, as it seems to be in an idle position, and the up and down motion of that light is not moving, kind of stationary, but the glow, the blue glow, just kind of pulses, and you feel at home.
Yeah. So yeah, I would just kind of look over to where it looks like I will fit. Like there's a station that looks like it might be where I'm supposed to go, and go there.
You see a little stool that has a button on the side of it, because the console is actually up quite a bit from where the stool sits.
Yes, got a button. Oh, I jump right up on it and press it. Hell yeah.
Yeah, as you push that button, it kind of spins around and kind of goes up at the same time. So if you sat on it facing the console, you are now facing backwards. If you sat on it facing backwards, you are now facing the console.
I'm definitely going to spin around on it a couple times, maybe even 3. Then I'll settle down.
Yeah. And you see that in front of you, you also have a holographic interface that you're able to manipulate and type things in and manipulate the drive in the way that you've been trained for the last 4 years. At this
Are
point,
there precogs down here? Sorry.
You do not find anybody laying in water.
As a ball drop into my hand, and I know who's going to commit a murder.
Yes.
That's my section actually.
That's the security, yeah.
I like not your area. But,
It's an 8-ball.
As a ball, it says,
Magic 8.
maybe.
Signs point to yes.
it says Hades, but it's going to be okay. Well, all right.
Yeah. So at this point, over the intercom, you hear the captain speaking again. The muster will begin in 30 seconds. Please report to the muster stations, your appropriate muster stations. Thank you. And you all will have been trained in this, so you're all very familiar with a muster station is an evacuation plan. Just like it is on like a cruise line or something, every department has a route or a safety procedure to get to the escape pods. So basically what you're doing at this particular point is practicing in case of emergency, getting to your assigned escape pod. The engineering department, your escape pods are actually underneath the warp drive. So you take some stairs down underneath, they kind of wrap around, they're like a half a spiral kind of staircase, and they go underneath this warp drive, and they kind of hang underneath the ship in that fashion. So you don't have a whole long way to go.
Cool. But I assume we probably would end up going last. Because like if the engine's gonna blow up, like we should be there to watch it until it does. Probably keep it from blowing up as long as
Save
possible.
it or just get
Yeah.
out.
Yeah.
I wasn't going to say anything, but since you brought it up, that sounds great.
Yeah.
Actually, those on the bridge will know that the bridge is the last to leave.
Shit.
But the bridge itself is an escape pod.
Boom.
Yes.
So
Yes.
Oh.
it kind of sits on top of the saucer part of the ship. And it kind of sits separate, and it can detach from the rest of the ship. And the escape pods are not meant for travel from planet to planet or system to system at all. They're basically life support pods that will get you to a planet or a livable place to send SOS. So there's nothing that will get you, like if you dislodge from the main ship and are in a pod, you're pretty much stranded until someone sends help.
Or
They're-
gravity.
So these
They're
are last
SOL pods.
yeah, these are last minute ditch effort save life pods. They're not meant for travel or anything like that. Security. Your pods are actually 2 hallways down because it is your job, if in case of emergency, to go through the residential areas, the 2 hallways, and check each room and make sure they've all made it. Security goes in with the residents. There are several
that.
pod bays, but security's job is to make sure that all the families are accounted for and have made it to their pods. And then security has a separate pod attached next to the rest of the residential pods.
Roger, Roger.
And Beats, your pod,
It's non-existent.
You are the pod.
your pod is actually a part of the cargo bay. You would be aware that in case of emergency, any deemed essential cargo like life support systems, medical supplies, food, they're stored in a separate and airlock sealable pod.
I was just going to ask if they're kind of already in a
Yeah, they're already in
specific
there,
area.
and you would know how to get to them. And it's basically just a hit the airlock button, and it detaches, and you're.
Okay.
So it takes about 15 minutes to go through this muster, this security practice, and after everything is kind of gone through and everybody kind of heads back to where they were originally going through, you hear the captain come over the intercom. We will be leaving the docking bay in 10 minutes. Prepare yourselves for FTL travel in 20 minutes. Dong, 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 dong.
I would speak to the security chief if I can.
Yeah, he's sitting at his desk and he's kind of going through some paperwork and looks up. Yes, can I help you?
Stand at attention and Corvex reporting in, sir.
Corvex, great, fantastic. Glad to have you aboard, Corvex. Graduated top of your class. I expect nothing but the best.
Of course, sir. Anything I need to do before we take off?
Actually, yes, if you could do me a favor, that cabin 12A, I have a report of a rowdy child. Please take care of that.
Please roll for attack.
We'll turn a ship around.
It's like, pulls out Magnum. Was like, all right. But
I got this.
He appears to be very, like, it's almost like you were asking for something to do and he didn't want to disappoint, so he, like, yeah, go do this. And he was kind of dismissive with it, but wanted to be able to give you something to do.
no, that's cool. I got it. I will bring attention and head over to the resident area.
Okay. So
Be
you walk
apparent.
through these carpeted hallways, and this area of the ship looks very comfortable. There's very nice carpeting on the floor. The walls are painted with these bright, like they're halfway up painted bright colors, and then the rest of it is like this off-white color. And then there's these color-changing lights that kind of, they're like rope lighting, but they're like color changing, and they're just they follow like a rainbow kind of pattern that kind of moves down the hallway and kind of seems to follow you. Like whatever pace you're walking, the lights kind of keep that pace.
Yeah, it's kind of unsettling, but all right.
What if
Oh.
there's more than one person walking at the same time? And
Ship
they're walking at
explodes.
different paces.
Well, I hope none of us have epilepsy. That would fuck us up.
So the three people are running in different directions.
Like,
If you
Turns
stop
into a
and turn
rage.
around, the lights like disappear.
Yeah.
Since you have been on this ship before, you would know that the lighting system kind of grows, like the area grows and follows the group of people. If it's one individual, it's a smaller area of that main color light, that white light that follows along. But if it's a large group, then that area of light just kind of grows and follows along. So there's like this rainbow color of light on the left and the right side, and then this main white light. Like
Oh, so it's
right.
like dim, and then it follows people walking, so you can see.
right.
It's like a
Oh,
warehouse.
that's cool.
oh, conserving power instead of like having every single room
Yeah.
in here. Okay, I got
That's
you.
cool.
But yeah, I get to the door and I press the intercom like doorbell to the room, the residence.
I forgot where the
And roll for initiative.
Gotta make this kid eat his peas, man.
So the door slides open, and you see a mother and a child, and the child is sitting there bouncing up and down, and the mother looks very distraught, like, stop jumping, stop jumping on the bed. It's just a very basic domestic issue. It doesn't
Right.
look like there's anything hostile or bad about this. Just a mother.
Yeah, I
trying
mean,
to
I have my
child.
guard down anyway. Like, I'm just like, this kid. Unless, he looked like a hulking child. Like, how old is he? He's 12. Like, really?
He's an absolute unit. I'm concerned.
It's like,
Well, he wasn't, but he is now, and he hulks out.
He's like-
The child
Turns
is
into a werewolf.
He's like Stewart. Just man child.
Now you
It's
see a little 6-year-old boy with some shaggy hair and the yellow uniform, yellow and black jumper of the RSV Banneker.
it's like, security, ma'am.
Oh, thank God! Could you please buckle him in? He won't listen to me.
Okay.
live and learn, kid.
I go to the kid and
You see, I had to do this. This was your fault. And she's talking to the kid as she's scolding him, waving her finger. I had to call security on you.
I kind of tower over him. Just
He's just happy and he's jumping up and down. Are we going to Europa?
yes. But I need you to calm down and listen to your mom.
She doesn't know what she's talking about. I heard when you go into faster than light travel, you can be jumping, and if you jump in the middle of flight, then you'll just like hover there. And I want to fly.
Do I know if this is true?
This is absolutely not true.
It's like,
In fact, everybody should be locked in their safety
Right.
harnesses and everything for faster than light travel.
Tell him he'll
No.
actually explode.
well, I don't know who told you that. Seems like they're not a good friend. But that is not the case.
He kind of stops jumping. He says, "Oh, well then, what would happen?"
Just give it to him straight.
I look to the mother and I'm like, well, here's the ship. Here's you jumping, the ship leaving, and you going splat.
His eyes widen up and he kind of like, oh,
Yeah.
I just
So,
wanted to
Spinning
float.
seatbelts to little kids.
I kind of kneel down. It's like, there will be plenty of time to float. I promise.
Yeah, we all float down.
Okay, and he kind of settles down, and his mother's able to kind of buckle him into these large straps in these chairs, and there's this part that comes out from the back, and then wraps around and kind of anchors the neck, and then wraps up and kind of keeps the head in place.
I was like, all right. Do you ever feel like you don't need to listen to your mom? She's just looking out for you, okay?
Okay, What's your name?
My name is Hades.
I'm Andy.
Nice to meet you, Andy. I kind of reach out to give him a dap.
You're cool. I like you.
I try. All right, you stay safe and be careful, ma'am. And
Yes, thank you for your help. I really appreciate it.
of course, and I'll leave out and do.
The door slides open and you walk through and it shuts back and
And I'll just do rounds. I won't go bother him. I don't want another menial task. I'm just gonna go do rounds, and I will make my way up to the deck after making sure everyone's strapped up,
okay.
and
Going up
I'll
to the
get
bridge?
one of the chairs on the deck for when we
Gotcha.
take off for faster
Okay.
than
So as you're making your rounds around, you see that people are beginning to strap in, and those things are harnessing them. There is one person that seems to be having issues, doesn't know how to operate it, or is panicking and forgot how to operate it. Because everybody on this ship has went through some sort of training on how to operate some of the basic functions of the ship. Even the family members had to go through training and spent time at the academy to learn how to function some of the basic stuff. But there is an individual that you meet that's kind of panicking and I don't know what to do. It's not working. It's not working. And
Is it a woman, man, or
it's a young man. He looks to be in his 20s. He's in a cabin by himself.
sir? It's okay. I understand. I have the jitters too, and I'll assist him with and show him properly how to do it. To kind of remind him.
Yes. I forgot the sequence.
Like,
Thank
hey,
you.
I'll use his hands to do everything so that he muscle memory.
Yes, thank you so much. My name is Dr. Smith, and you are.
Corvix, Hades Corvix, security.
It's nice to meet you, Hades. May I call you Hades?
Of course.
And you may call me Doctor.
All right, doctor.
Sits
You all
back
good?
and hits the button, and it locks him into place.
Right.
Safe flight.
I got you, sir.
And you make it back up to the bridge.
And I'll give the captain. Captain, all passengers on my way up here have been secured.
Fantastic. Great timing. Ensign Corvix, right?
Yes, sir. And I'll activate one of the little chairs and sit down.
Okay. And he sits down in his chair, and you see him push a button, and it kind of locks him into place. But the only difference between his is that everybody else's is there's a little headband thing that comes down and around.
Mm-hmm.
This engineering. This is Captain Amelia. Prepare for warp.
Make it so.
Make it so.
I do whatever my role is because I assume it's not the main one. So I'm sure the chief engineer is all like, yeah, sure, whatever, Captain, doing that thing. But,
Yep.
like, respectfully.
Yeah. So, you're pushing your buttons, and the chief engineering is preparing everything, and the ship begins to kind of leave the dock, and it's just kind of floating in this zero gravity space. And it takes about 5-10 minutes for the ship to kind of list into position, and the chief engineer tells you, all right, this is it. Adriadne, hit the button.
You got it!
No, not that button.
And the blue lights come on, and the tube begins to go up and down.
I cackle maniacally.
And the ship launches into faster than light travel. Everybody is kind of pushed back into their chair, and you feel that intense, force. It almost feels like something is crushing your chest at this point. you've been trained and you've done the training, but this is the first time you've actually been on a ship and done real faster than light travel. And you know that the ship itself is not moving. It's the space around the ship that's moving, and it's creating this sensation for you that you've never felt before. And it probably takes about 43 minutes, 45 minutes of this feeling, of this crushing in the chair. And you're able to kind of move your eyes, and there's this heads-up display that has come down, and you're able to kind of entertain yourself while the ship does most of the work through the course that you have plotted. And after about 43 minutes, the ship kind of, and you feel that as it comes out of faster than light travel and just begins to kind of decelerate. And the pumping of that blue light in the warp drive, you can see it kind of just kind of slows down. And the captain comes over the intercom. We're about 5 minutes from Europa. You can walk about the cabin. See what I did there? That's an old joke. Some of you might not get that. Captain, out. Do-do-do-do.
No, I'm kidding. Oh, okay.
I'll look at Alfie. So you gonna take us in, Alfie?
Well, I've actually punched in the coordinates. It's I think it's up to you to execute, helmsman. And he kind of smirks.
All right.
Someone-
Well, let's get us spun up in the FTL drive again, and I'll look at Alfie and say, I'm messing with you. And I'll
Yeah.
navigate us through.
All right. So, for the for the first roll of the game, I would like you to roll a pilot
God.
skill.
I'm gonna give him a clean check in, like a clean pathway in from the navigation point of view.
Yeah. So you have advantage on that piloting thing because your navigator is
Nice.
giving you that.
First roll, well, all right. 16.
16? Yeah.
Yep.
It's fairly smooth. The way is clear. The route that the navigator has given the ship brought it in on approach so that there's no satellites or anything in the way. You don't have to really navigate around anything. So it's a real smooth approach as you descend into the atmosphere of Europa. It's a very light and in fact there's actually a bubble around this moon base of artificial atmosphere created by the amoeboids who operate this moon.
Them my boys.
Awesome. I'm just enjoying guiding a capital ship in as my first like yeah, I could go fast if I want to. I do want to. I'm not going to, but I could if I really wanted.
Yes,
That's
the
really
Banneker
cool
is a
at this.
capital-sized ship, so this is a pretty large
It's huge.
ship.
It's like almost a mile long.
Yeah, it's
Jeez.
pretty massive. Not quite a Titan, but it's massive. It's meant
Nice.
for intergalactic research, so it's pretty stocked on things.
Awesome. I'll give the clean the approval, all clear, to the chain of command, and just focus on not messing up or like sideswiping another another car or anything like that. Just trying to like just going real smooth.
Yeah, it's like that scene in
Galaxy
Galaxy
Quest.
Quest.
Exactly. I
No,
don't
you
want, like,
actually pull it off fairly nicely.
Oh, good.
Alfie
Like a
even
inter-
kind of looks over at you and yeah.
What can I say? Twice your age.
I lock onto Quinn's comms and like whisper, drift. Just handbrake.
Shut up.
Handbrake the
Shut up.
entire.
I'd hang up, but I have both. I'm at 10 and 2 right now. I'd hang up, but I'm not going. I can't reach him. So shut up.
So, yeah, here's a thing for you, so that you'll know how to kind of operate this in the future. There are two what look like motorcycle handlebars.
That's
but
cool already.
They're not connected this way. They're connected outwards to some levers. They rotate forward and backward, and you can also push the whole thing forward and backward, and you can bring them in and push them out. So it's kind of
Cool.
like an elliptical that kind of maneuvers in that sense.
Yeah, it's like a Chuck Norris approved piloting system.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Yeah, I'm in.
And you're
Quinn
able
is
to
in.
manipulate and bring this massive capital ship safely into dock. You can hear the large metal clunking sound that, and then the hissing of the air exchange. As Captain says, "We are docked." Fantastic job, Quinn, especially for your first time.
Thank you, Captain.
Very smooth.
All
Let's
right.
see.
Go ahead.
Yes, the captain hits his chest and hits a communicator and calls out for Adriadne Circuit Breaker, V3 3T5, Elias Whisperwind, Quinn Westfall, and Hades Corvex. Please report to the bridge.
I stand up.
Yeah.
Like,
I stand up and have
Brandon, you
the,
stand
the
like,
very-
we're here.
it's I get the you've been called to the principal's office look in my face like call.
Yeah, so
I
as you're
spin
all...
down on my chair more than necessary and then teleport to the bridge.
Okay, so you teleport into the bridge room, and the door slides open, and you see everybody else is already on the bridge, and it's just the captain. He has dismissed
Just doing my
everybody
job.
but you all. So as Adriadne approaches, it is just the five of you and the captain. And the captain stands up from his chair and says, "Thank you. You all are going to be my ground team. It'll take me a minute. But Hades, you, with your security expertise, I'm going to promote you to lead security in this ground mission.
Ooh.
oh, right.
Quinn, that was a
Yes, sir.
very impressive maneuver. You will be head pilot. You'll be piloting the cargo base to deliver everything on this moon base.
Ooh.
Excellent. Thank you, sir. Won't let you down.
Adriadne, please escort the engineers. You'll remember that there were 3 top-tier engineers that needed to be delivered and escorted to this moon.
Yes, Captain.
And Elias, there's not a whole
Yes,
lot
sir.
of navigating now that we're here. But with your diplomacy, perhaps in case anybody needs to diplomacy, you can pick that up.
Elias very just looks around the room, looks back to the captain. Aye, Captain.
Oh yeah, that's a good
Mm.
diplomat right there. Oh, I love it.
B3, obviously, you'll be keeping track of all the serial numbers and making sure that everything gets delivered accordingly.
Yes, it'll be a smooth process as usual, Captain.
Fantastic, and I can count on all of you to do this in a couple hours and return so that we can return back to the Galactic Academy.
Aye, Captain.
Great.
Aye,
On
aye,
schedule.
Captain.
Fantastic.
All right, guys. Let's go load up.
Good luck.
Ooh, while I'm down there, should I pick up a stool?
Are you in need of a stool?
Like footstool?
Yeah, if they have spare footstools, feel free to bring one aboard, yes. Do we not
Okay.
have footstools for you? I was told that they would be brought aboard.
Well, there was one in engineering, but I don't know if there's still one in the room.
Oh,
The
the briefing
conference
room?
Yeah.
I will make sure that we have one in there for you.
Well, I was just saying I could pick it up while I'm down there.
If you want to pick one up and they have spare stools down there, please feel free to bring it aboard. Just make sure that security, and he points at Hades, security gets a chance to scan it before it stays on board.
Oh yeah, of course. Thank you, Captain.
Okay.
As we
Captain.
as we're heading out, I'm going to talk to Beats to B33T5, and I think you've been very interested in scanning all the cargo boxes. I know it's been like that's been a very your thing. And Quinn will mention as we're transitioning things from the ship to the moon, we should check if there's anything on the ship that is not in the register, as opposed to making sure everything is. It may go a little faster, so maybe worth adding some time. Just make sure we're not dropping something off and leaving a surprise behind.
But all of that was checked. I don't see where it would be in for a surprise.
Never know on these things.
It's always good to double check. You should know that.
Of course. But I always check and I double check.
Yep. That's why we got
You're
Beats.
good to go.
Yeah, I don't count. I just fly.
Okay. So you'll know where to go on the ship to kind of leave the ship and approach the moon base. There's a drop down area in the cargo hold that would. It's kind of like a square, boxy little ship. It's only by like 100 feet by 100 feet, or 100 feet by like 50 feet. It's like this very boxy. It's got thrusters on each side. It just kind of descends from the ship. And then once it's on the ground, some wheels will pop out, and it's just like this SUV type thing. They're called chariots.
Nice.
Alright,
We're bringing it in. And are we carrying cargo with us, or just this group of 5? And I guess the 3
And the
engineers
engineers,
and the
also,
three
and the
engineers
VIPs.
and then the cargo.
And the VIPs, yeah.
The VIPs will be with you. The cargo will be in the chariot, and then you 5.
Got it. Okay.
I
when
plop
we're-
down in the co-pilot seat. So I'm assuming there's a co-pilot seat, like a shotgun, you know, like the front seat.
These are just like an SUV. It's got a steering wheel on the. It's like European cars. It's on the right hand side, and then a blank seat on the left hand side.
Okay.
I will when you sit down, I'll be kind of flipping some of the switches, going through some of the work here on the side, and once we're ready to go and we're starting to kind of to get the engines humming, I'll say, hey, that was a clean course. Good job.
Clean flight. I mean, I can make the courses as nice as possible, but some pilots don't follow them, don't do what they need to do. So it's teamwork, you know.
Yeah, teamwork. All
I'll-
right.
I will
Can I-
address everyone before taking off. Like, all right, to the VIPs, like, all right, ladies and gentlemen, just strap in. This should be a fairly routine drop off, and nothing could go wrong.
Of course.
Famous last words.
Yeah.
Put my hand
of-
up, just like
What's
emotionally,
the worst that
like
could
nothing
happen?
should go wrong.
One of them are
Should.
they're like buckling in, and one of them stops and looks up, and says, "Okay."
Give him a gun. You're gonna need this.
It's like
I'm
you
not
just
wearing
wish
a
a
red
bunch of people
shirt.
good luck before
I'm not
play.
wearing a red
Okay.
shirt.
Don't worry, we're all wearing yellow shirts. We're all fine.
Yeah, we're great. Can I look at the vehicles and stuff before we go? Just check them over real fast.
Yeah, absolutely.
Make sure
Um,
they're okay.
Yes, there is a there is a mechanics role, right?
What?
I
I think I don't know.
Maybe it's
There is.
technology.
technology. Yes.
Yeah.
Go ahead and make your tech roll.
Shoot.
The old tech check.
Shoot. There she is. Oh. 18.
Yeah. So as you're looking over the chariot that you're going to be using, you find that this is it's in top-notch condition. Although it doesn't look like it's ever been tested before, like field tested. It looks like it's been in a lab and they've put it together and assembled it. But it looks like, have you ever seen the brand new cars where they've got the stickers still on them and they've like not been driven? They've just been kind of driven around the test track. That's exactly what this looks like. It's never actually been used out in the field.
It has like 12 miles on it.
Yeah, there's a little.
Pull some decals off the side. Crumple them up.
There's a big film across the top of the first windshield.
The new chariot
Pull
smell.
that off. Jeebus. Okay, be careful. This thing hasn't ever been actually driven before. It's probably fine, but you know, Murphy's Law, etc.
She'll handle like a dream. As we're coming on doing final checks, I'm interested. What are these three VIPs? What do they look like?
Yeah.
Okay, 2 of them are female humans. They look pretty. I don't want to say average, but they look like average humans. They have 2 eyes, a mouth, a nose. One of them has long
Suspicious.
brown hair pulled into a braid and kind of hangs down down to her shoulder. The other one has blonde spiky hair, and she's got some kind of design kind of shaved in her head. It's a very simple geometric pattern. Nothing, no symbols or anything. Just a design. And she's got a pocket protector and some scientific instruments in her pocket. And the other one is a reptilian-looking individual. It's hard to determine gender. It's kind of got this like green reptile skin, like some alligator type eyes that kind of pop up off its thing, and it's got like a gecko kind of snout where it doesn't have like very sharp looking teeth. In fact, it doesn't look like there's any teeth in it. It kind of looks like the Night Fury from How to Train Your Dragon.
Sure.
Oh, toothless.
Yes.
Right.
But it's got the green reptilian skin and the alligator eyes, and you can see as it blinks, it's got the dual eyelid system going on. It does not have a tail, and it has very human-like hands other than the skin itself.
Okay. Well, hello everyone. Thanks for joining us. Name's Quinn. I'll be your pilot today. We're going to head into Europa here pretty soon. We're going to let Adriadne finish up her checks, and then things should be smooth. So if you have any questions, talk to Hades here. He'll be able to help you out. And otherwise, stay buckled up, and we'll get you there soon.
And while Quinn's doing that, B3 will be like connecting to like the Bluetooth in the sound system. And as soon as he stops talking, he kind of plays "Fly Me to the Moon" by Frank Sinatra. The kind of nice soft music while everybody's kind of cruising across the plains.
I like that.
Because I'm in the co-pilot spot, like the shotgun spot. I'm gonna like turn on the communications to just be outside, so like anyone listening in just hears that too.
I piped into the whole the sound system so everybody could hear it. So they kind of keep everybody chill. I'm sure everybody's nervous.
Okay.
Excellent.
So, at this point, oh, sorry, that's probably really loud. I don't know how to turn it down. How do I turn it down?
A massive semi comes at you. Horns blaring. Space semi.
Space semi.
Somewhere there's a thing.
It's like, Quinn, watch out for that.
It's a great campaign.
Yeah,
There's
it was
the
great, you
volume.
guys.
Okay.
We did so good. Roll to save the engineers.
Is that too loud or is that okay?
That's okay.
It's
Turn
fine
it
for
down.
me.
This is better now. Yep.
Okay.
A little soft now.
Take it back now, y'all.
There you go.
All right.
Perhaps this time.
I just don't want it to overwrite. Like it's supposed to be for atmosphere, not to overwhelm and people
I
can't
got
hear
you.
So at this point, the chariot is ready to descend. So the pilot of the chariot would know what buttons to hit and everything, and you hit the button to unlatch. There's a like a trap door underneath the chariot,
Mm-hmm.
and the chariot's kind of suspended by these massive claw hooks, and the trap door kind of opens up. And the claw hooks kind of lower the chariot down till where it's below the ship. And as the doors open up and the chariot is descending down into the zero gravity of the space above Europa, the dock is kind of, in the orbital space of Europa. You can see for the first time, some of you have not been in space, some of you have, but for the first time you see the surface of Europa. and it's absolutely stunning. You're kind of taken aback by this massive moon, and you can see below you what looks like maybe a mile or two, this little bubble of what looks like air, and inside this bubble is a face. And the chariot kind of jerks as the claws let go, and the chariot is just kind of, it falls for a quick second and then just slows down and is kind of descending at a very slow pace. And Quinn, please roll me a piloting roll.
All right, here we go. Nice. I will. I'll signal to the Banneker that we've detached. So, Banneker, this is Quinn Westfall with the cargo chariot. We are at 4.10, heading down to Europa and navigating now, and hit a natural 20.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah. So the chariot's thrusters kick on, poof, and you're able to manipulate the chariot down. And like I said, it's this very... It doesn't look like a spaceship. It looks like a shipping container with thrusters on it. But you make it look aerodynamic as it just kind of tilts and descends into the atmosphere. And the shields kick on, and you can see the flames just kind of licking the sides of the windows as the entry of this this vessel into the very thin atmosphere of Europa. And you push the button and kind of steer the vessel as it descends into this air bubble, and it lands gently. Almost like you can't even tell you've hit ground at this point. The only thing that indicates that you've landed is the fact that you hear the mechanical whirring and clicking as the wheels pop out, and the chariot kind of pops up and gets propped up by the wheels. And you navigate it into this garage-type facility as people are waving you in.
Nice.
Awesome.
Hear
I'll
that?
let the Banneker know they're still there.
You can, yep, you can communicate with them at this range.
I'll let him know, and tell Elfie I'll see him. I'll see him shipside. Westfall out.
He says, affirmative. And I didn't say this. That was impressive.
I'll say, well, in that case, I didn't hear it. And then I'll kill the comms, stand up, wink at Elias, and tell the crew, welcome to Europa.
We're here? The engineers are all just flabbergasted at such a smooth ride.
I was like,
I've never seen somebody fly one of these so smooth.
I just leaned back. I was like, yeah, see?
A 5% chance of making it happen.
So standing in front of you, you can see through the windshield of this thing, there are three individuals who are in this garage area that are waiting, and they're all in lab coats. One of them looks human, the other two do not. One of them looks like if you were to take a puddle of water and form it into a humanoid form, and put a lab coat on top of this puddle. It has what looks like a head, somewhat, and there's these lights that kind of glow inside this liquid, and they kind of circle around this center light. Kind of looks like an atom, but on a much larger scale. Like there's things floating around this center light, and it's wearing a lab coat. You can't see any eyes. It doesn't seem to have a mouth of any kind. It's just this puddle wearing a lab coat with lights for a brain that you can clearly see. The other individual looks rather hairy, and kind of looks... If you're human and you're from Terra, you would have recalled stories of werewolves in your heard of werewolves. And this individual looks like those stories. It looks like some kind of canine humanoid.
I disembark from the ship and make contact. Banneker reporting for duty.
So okay, I guess I spoiled it. The amoeboid, the puddle of water person, seems to take the lead and walks towards you, and you can kind of hear this little sloshing as it walks across the garage floor, and it reaches out to shake your hand.
I shake it. No hesitation.
It feels a little damp, but when you let go, there's no residual wetness on your hand.
Mm.
It's like the surface tension of the water never broke, so that you didn't get wet. It's just you like touching the top of water, and you don't hear anything in reply. But in your head, you hear, "Welcome to Europa."
Gonna get used to, but yes. Security officer Corvex. We have your supplies and your engineers.
Ah, fantastic. You're in your head. Perhaps if this is disconcerting.
Oh no, it's fine. I just wasn't. I have met one of your people before yet.
There's
so.
a little floating robot that looks kind of like one of those those little toy robots that you can get that can program them. Can't remember. My son's got one. I can't remember what it's called.
Definitely a Roomba.
Yeah, Roomba. Yeah, it's a floating Roomba now.
Space Roomba.
Yes.
Space Roomba.
That's a little space cat on floating on top of it.
With knives. With knives.
And you hear this machine that's floating next to the amoeboid start to speak for the amoeboid at this point, so you can hear a voice rather than it being in your head. And it sounds robotic a little bit, but it sounds like one of those voice modulators that you can type it in, voice or text to speech modulators. It says, "Welcome to Moonbase Europa. Thank you for bringing the supplies and the engineers. If you will please follow me this way, I will escort you to David Brink, Moonbase Operations Director."
Lead the way, sir.
That guy.
"My name is Quipple. This here is Doug," and he points. The amoeboid points to the werewolf-looking creature.
I look up at him. Like I'm assuming the werewolf creature is like taller than me.
Yeah, it stands about 8 foot tall.
Oh,
my
okay,
God.
yeah.
It's not
Sweet
full. It's not
Jeebus.
full werewolf. It's more like werewolf head, humanoid body with. So it doesn't have the like angled legs and the long claws. It's very humanoid, but it's furry and has like a werewolf type head.
I'm
Okay.
just down here like,
Yeah, I'm like 6 foot. I'm already like.
This is our chief security officer.
I attention and go out to reach out for a handshake.
He reaches out and it's a firm grasp. Roll a strength check.
Oh, my first
oh, he's
roll.
gonna play this game.
Athletics or just strength check?
Strength.
Hey, 20.
Nice. Is that natural?
No.
Okay.
Earned
Dirty
it.
20.
It's like you son of a bitch.
So yeah, he grabs your hand and you feel the pressure. You feel okay. This is one of those handshakes. Who's the alpha? But you're able to shake back, and there's that. It feels pretty equal.
Strong.
Yeah. He doesn't speak. He just kind of nods at you.
I give him the nod back. Respect.
We're all security people.
Awesome. So we have,
Yes.
I think, so I'll be walking off, kind of doing final checks at this time, walking off, see Hades is talking to these two in the Roomba, and, come up and let them know, hey, great, glad we're here. So 3 VIPs here and ready to go. We also have a chariot load of cargo here that's supposed to be needed. We'd like to have this wrapped up pretty quick. So I'm not sure who needs to watch over this or if we need to. but we have some things to do after we're done with delivery.
Yes, well, generally, and this is the robot talking at this point, generally, you'll have a representative, and we'll have a representative who will work together to check the manifest, and he reaches over and pushes a button, and several door slides open, and several other individuals come through the door, all kinds of races. There's a bird-looking individual, there's like an insectoid that looks rather large, almost as large as the werewolf individual that comes through, and a couple human-looking individuals, and they begin to report in and are ready to kind of help unload the chariot.
Is the bird person Aviara?
No, it's definitely not, because the Aviara, as you would know because you are one, are very religious in nature, and this individual looks like they have no relics or religious tone to them.
They're just a bird person.
Yeah.
Okay.
Bird person.
More very closely related to
That
the
is cool.
Aarakocra from D&D
Okay.
rather than the
More
Admiral.
Aarakocra
Yeah.
versus. Okay.
More bird
More
person.
wings.
Yeah, more wings.
less-
More winged.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I have no wings or anything like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Got it.
I'm gonna come down too and just kind of stand nearby Corvex and my friends, my compatriots.
I was like, well,
Awesome.
I'm pretty sure Beats can help with the manifest, and
Oh yeah, he's got clipboard in hand. He's like, this stuff's coming off. He's checking and running serial numbers and kind of probably yelling at a couple of people like, careful, that one's fragile. But
Yeah, so those people are doing most of the manual labor, as the representative from the moon base is checking their data pad and comparing it with your numbers to make sure everything matches. Because as you're aware, protocol, this is like chain of evidence. Everything has to be accounted for every single time. So they're not only are they going through the container serial numbers, they're opening the containers and matching serial numbers of individual items, all the way down to like individual nuts and bolts that come in these. Just everything is
They're gonna be a
serialized.
while.
Even
An
in
eternity
D&D,
later.
blockchain just never got taken a hold of. It's never pulled through 2,000 years later. All right. Well, so what's next for us?
Do we have to escort the engineers to anywhere else specific?
Yes, we will need to escort them directly to the moon base operations director, David Brink.
Okay, let's go, I guess.
that
All right. I'll grab my bag of stuff, miscellaneous things, and let's roll.
So he turns around and begins to lead you. The amoeboid and the little robot is like hovering right next to him, and the door opens up, leading to this hallway. And it's very medical in nature. It looks like almost like a hospital. This moon base. It's very bland and very like colors. You're used to your Galaxy Cruiser, which has got the nice colors on the wall and the lights that follow you. And this is a downgrade comparatively. It's very standard, white walls, fluorescent flickering lights. It's not top of the line. This is probably 1900s Earth technology as you're going through these halls. In fact, you get to a door which is actually a physical door with a handle. And the amoeboid reaches out and touches a handle and opens the door physically to this room.
oh,
Joe, is the
Yes,
Europa
please.
base? Is it like an old base, like one of the first ones we've like the humans established?
So lore-wise, and you would know this because you guys are from this area, but for our viewers, yes, the Moonbase Europa was actually designed. It would have been top of the line back when it was built, but it was built like 10,000 years ago when the Maw went offline in Jupiter. The amoeboids sent some crew, built the base to kind of work on the Maw and try to repair the Maw, because Maw is wormhole travel much quicker because it's blink of an eye, point to point. It's much faster than light travel. With the warp drives that you're using, the faster than light travel, it takes 43 minutes to get from Terra to Europa. With a wormhole, you'd travel there like that, and that's what the Maws do. They travel vast distances in the blink of an eye because it's wormhole travel. But that went down, which caused trouble with trade routes and the intergalactic traveling. So the Amoeboids sent somebody to repair it, but after a while they couldn't repair it. It just fell into disarray until a couple 100 years ago when things started, humans started sending probes out, and there was a lot more activity in the Sol system. It brought the attention of the intergalactic travelers back to the Sol system, and they decided, okay, humans are now at the stage where we need to get this Maw operational so that when they're ready for intergalactic travel, it's up and operational. So they sent this individual, David Brink, director of Moonbase Operations, to head up the repairs of the Maw currently.
Okay, and so I just want to make sure too. There's 3 different types of space travel, right? There's regular, like
Impulse. Yeah.
Void space.
yeah,
Yep.
like just space, and then there's the Maw, and then now there's a faster than light, which our ship is the first.
Your ship is the first faster than light ship that Terra has built.
Okay.
So this is a very human thing, although all the species and races of the galaxy have come to the Sol system and helped the humans with technology and building and all that. So a lot of the races have input into technology stuff and everything, but it's the first time that the humans have been back out into space.
Gotcha.
So, like, this base is sort of being like, is it still being actively repaired, or?
It's being upgraded currently, yes.
Okay.
That's why we're bringing the supplies and the cargo and the. Okay. Cool.
Got it. Cool.
Yeah, enough of these door handles. Jeez.
Jeez.
So you open the door, and there is a human individual sitting at the desk, tinkering with what looks like a very ancient piece of technology. It's got like a keyboard, and attached physically to this keyboard is a like physical monitor. And there's a little wire that runs around, and he's grabbing on this little device, and he's moving it across the desk and clicking with it.
Do I know what this is?
You would know that this is a laptop, some ancient form of technology.
Heckin' old computer.
Yes. It's just something that's not used commonly anymore. He looks up from his desk and says, "Oh, yes, fantastic. You've brought my
How
engineers."
is that powered?
There's a battery, and he kind of lifts up and points to the bottom of the laptop. It's
What kind
powered
of battery is it?
by electricity.
Yeah.
He points to the cord that plugs into the wall.
Oh.
We have generators here on the moon base.
Huh.
Those are dangerous.
Yes. I believe this brand was known to explode.
Holy buckets!
Elias just looks around the room like, oh god.
I got it at a sale, actually, and it was fairly inexpensive. So,
How much did an antique like that cost?
oh, it only cost me 2 credits. It was a great deal.
Oh, that's a steal.
Yeah,
My gosh.
and it still works.
What?
I run this whole base off of this system.
Oh, you
I
definitely.
can't believe it could even hold that much.
You're running
information.
Linux, huh?
Is that the one with the penguin? I believe that's
Yes.
the one with the penguin.
Yeah.
So sad what happened to those penguins.
Yeah.
No.
I've
I
seen
remember
pictures
seeing
of
one
penguins.
once. Yes.
We just could never save the Antarctica.
Mm-mm, mm-mm.
But yeah,
So we're here with the engineers.
Yeah,
and
we
brought
came-
your supplies.
I'm sorry, I get distracted very easily.
Me too. Oh, so
Yes.
this is really old.
Thank you for bringing the engineers. I can show them to their quarters and get them assigned ASAP. That way we can get this mall up and operational. Have you ever seen a mall before?
No.
Any?
Yes, I have.
You have.
Mhm.
Interesting. I don't meet many people. Most of the people that come here to work are from Terra, and they've never seen a mall before. We do have a couple of amoeboids. He points to. They've been all over the galaxy and they know all about the malls, which is why they're here to help us. And I'm sorry, I'm rambling, but let me show you the mall. And he kind of stands up and he opens these like old-fashioned curtains to this window, and through the window you can see through to the surface of Jupiter. There's this like swarming gas, and he pushes a button on the side of the thing, and the image that you see kind of changes colors, and the swirling gases kind of become translucent, and you can see through the atmosphere of this swirling gas giant like 500 miles down. There's like this speck of like land, and floating above this is like a massive snake-like creature, it looks like.
Cool.
And at the front of the snake-like creature is this massive open jaw.
Very cool.
And he points down and says, that's the maw. You travel through the mouth of this creature, and it creates this wormhole, and you're taken away. It's currently not functioning.
I just wondered why they had to be so creepy.
Well, fun fact: no one knows who built them, so
They're
they're
Ancient,
older
ancient.
than any race in the galaxy. So
Some say they're not even machines. They were at one point in time sentient creatures.
Well, then they evolved really creepy.
Yes. And he shuts the curtains.
So, this is how many visits from supply runs like ours do you get on a regular basis? Is this the first, or do
This
you
is
get a
the
lot of
first
them?
one from Terra. Most of our supplies have come from the amoeboids planets outside of our solar system, outside of Sol. Takes much longer to get them, and which is why it's taken so long to kind of repair and bring this facility back up to the standards.
Mhm.
But we'll get there now that we have the supplies. It'll just take some time.
And Dr. Brink, how long have you been here?
I've been assigned this position all of about 30 days now.
Oh, very fresh.
Yes, yes. The interest in repairing them all has actually really fresh. It's only been a couple months. Since the Galactic Academy is ready and produced this impressive ship, the Banneker. They want to make sure that this is up and operational so that the Banneker can go do its mission.
Well, thank you.
of course,
Thank you for the help. Thanks for
Oh,
your work.
Of course, it's a lifelong dream to be working on a mall. Actually, it's a lifelong dream to be the director of Moonbase Operations.
Well, you gotta have dreams. Gotta have dreams. So, is there anything that we can do to help, or waiting for things to get unloaded, or would you rather us just kind of
No, if you
stay
have
at the ship?
no other, I can show you around if you like, but I have nothing else that I need from you here.
Open up, turn to the rest of the team here.
it's fine with me. We can just head back to the ship if less.
I need to buy a stool.
Yes. Do you have any spare stools that you're willing to part with for our
I'm sure we can locate a stool. Yeah, we don't have any shops or stores here, but if you require a stool, I can definitely, I can help you out with that.
Thank you.
Great.
Yes, we'd like to shop your stool samples.
Nice.
Please have them run by Security Officer Corvex after you're done.
Yeah, I will
Yeah.
scan your stool samples.
Do you guys have any like
Oh wow.
like food areas or drink areas?
Yeah.
Oh yes, we have a cafeteria. Would you like me to show you?
Yeah, I could use a drink. Thirsty.
Do you
Fantastic.
guys have coffee? I need coffee.
Oh yes, we have the very best coffee.
Oh,
I want some
yes.
crash.
Right.
Straight from Colombia itself.
Wise
Mm.
crash. Roll hard on the Banneker.
Crash is a canned fizzy drink, apparently.
It is.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
And it's like-
for dark matter. It's
It's like a thing.
yeah, it's like a Red Bull. There's also Orca Cola,
Wow.
Chopper Crash, Crash Zero.
So good.
But yeah, if you'll follow me, I'll take you to the cafeteria where you can have some crash and some coffee. We actually have imported a very rustic coffee.
Ooh.
Yes.
Rustic.
Yes, we're calling it. It has a very familiar taste. And since we found it here on the base when we arrived here, we're calling it Found Familiar.
Oh, I
Mm,
love it.
mm.
Hashtag not sponsored, but check them out.
Good coffee.
Hashtag not sponsored. Yet.
Yeah.
Yes.
Excellent. That's great. Let's go.
All right.
And if you guys want to keep looking for the various stools, we can
There
hang
might
around
actually
here.
be some stools in the cafeteria.
Awesome. Yeah, let's take a look. And as we go through, I'm looking to understand with Europa, is the base like, is it this like encapsulated pod and then it's digging down into the moon to get to the maw, or is it like a circle and it's like, how is it? What's the
So
general layout of
the moon base Europa is on a solid moon, but
Mhm.
the maw is actually on Jupiter.
Okay.
So when he opened the curtains and showed you, you saw out into Jupiter, and then when you hit that button, the gas, because it's a gas giant, the gas atmosphere
planet,
of Jupiter
okay.
kind of became translucent, and you saw
Got it.
through.
Okay. So it wasn't like looking down into something; it was actually looking out onto the. Okay.
Right.
Got it. Cool.
But yes, there is a bubble of this like false atmosphere around the base. So
And how
the
do they
base
get
is-
into Jupiter? Do they take chariots like we did to get there?
Yep.
Okay.
Not necessarily the cargo chariots like the one you
Mm-hmm.
took, but yes, chariots nonetheless.
Well, I can be asking them just like general questions. Like, how many people are working on the mall right now? Is it tens or hundreds or?
Oh, we have a current crew of 30, but in a couple months, when everything is upgraded, we'll have hundreds, hopefully thousands. We wish to get this mall fixed and repaired and operational in time, so that when the RSV Banneker returns to Terra, runs through its diagnostics and is ready for its official mission launch, the mall is operational and you can start your expedition outside of the Sol system.
Excellent. And how long do you think that will take? Weeks, days, months?
He looks, because the amoeboid individual has followed along with you. He looks back to the amoeboid, and then he looks back to you and says, well, depending on how many engineers we get and how good the ones that you have delivered to us, we hope a couple months. We're only a couple months away, we think.
Excellent.
Smiling.
Well, we're obviously very interested and invested in your success. Is there anything we can, the Banneker can do to help as we're coasting around our own galaxy?
No, I don't understand how the mall works. I'm just kind of the operations director here. Have to speak with some of the amoeboid doctors, and perhaps they could answer that question a little bit more about what you could do to help. I don't have the answer for that. Sorry.
No, I need to apologize. Lead on.
So after you've walked through the halls and kind of had this conversation, he leads you to it's a double swing door with circular like portal windows, and they just kind of swing open as he pushes them open, and there's a very like 1990s school cafeteria vibe. There's these tables with the built-in chairs on them, like the bench
Of course,
chairs.
yeah.
Oh, that looks uncomfortable.
Yeah.
And there's a buffet line over in the corner. And he walks you over and says, "Is anybody hungry? We have the everlasting food bar. It's not really everlasting. We just call it that because
I'll eat.
Well,
Is there anything that looks good?
so as you're approaching the
I'm
bar,
just presuming there's nothing that looks good. I didn't even ask. I'm just like, I bet it's terrible.
there's
I would
like,
crier.
it's like the concept of breakfast. Like sometimes like the waffles are good, or sometimes you're like, oh, that looks good. I won't eat it, but it looks good. You know.
I'm having flashbacks to grade school pizza, like the perfect rectangle, hard.
Dude, Elio's pizza. That's
Yeah.
amazing.
Yeah, that's what
I'm
I'm
thinking-
of
Did you guys ever have Crispitos?
right now. No, but that sounds awesome.
They're the worst. I actually the meat in them the meat in them is so mystery that I thought it was beef for the longest time,
That's amazing.
and I just found out it was chicken.
oh
Like, yeah, it's pretty great. But they're like these fried enchilada things with nacho cheese on top. They're
Cheese
the
with nacho
weirdest.
cheese.
Oh,
You just
I like
walk
you
through the
would-
line, the lunch lady just as you walk through.
open.
No, like you would get dipping a soft pretzel in or something. But yeah, they're weirdly delicious. And I found out that you can buy them on Amazon. So like,
I feel like we just described the buffet. Like we just answered all the questions about what was on the
clear
buffet.
pizza,
Like, we made it up our own.
Crispitos.
no, actually,
Carton
what you
milk.
find in these little tubs on the buffet are these different colored pills. They look like little brown pills, and they have little tags on the front of them that show different types of meals. So you've got like steak and potatoes. You've got like different kinds of weird looking bugs on one, and then you've got. Obviously, this is catered to the vast different species that work here. So there's all types of foods that you haven't seen before, but there's also a lot of Terran food as well. But they're all these little pills, and he says, "Yes, help yourself. Take one or two, and go ahead and set it down." There are different pizzas, and like I said, there's all kinds of different. They don't take up much space because they're all in pill form, so they just have these like tubs lined up of all kinds of different porridge and.
What do we do with them after I get the pill?
Well, some of them eat them directly, but I recommend hydrating them first.
Ah,
I'm
gonna
gonna
get
see
some
what
kind of-
happens when you hydrate the bug one.
I'm gonna get like a pepperoni pizza.
I will join Elias in getting a pepperoni pizza.
Okay, so you guys get your pills and you sit down at the table,
Or
and there's
I'm
little
trying to
droppers on the there's little droppers on the table. along with
Quinn's
some
gonna wait,
silverware.
but he's definitely watching to see what B33T5 picks. He's not gonna take one. He's got standards, but beats. He's definitely watching to see what he picks.
He's actually still over at the swinging doors, kind of poking it. It's like,
It's just a door beep.
Why
Yes,
would
but-
anyone invent this? Choose.
I've
for
never
this to work this way.
seen one of these before. Doors are supposed to open when you approach.
They
These are-
used them back when they didn't have things that did that.
Mm,
Have you ever been on a ship where the sliding door, like the power goes out?
mm,
Beats you can power up the doors.
yeah.
no,
No.
I don't know.
Like Zen, like R2D2, just like opens the door. Okay, just walks by.
Did you ever play 5th edition without this? Without this, total conversion.
Yeah.
In
So-
that case, I'm just letting everybody else pick their meals and just like hydrated. I'll wait for the Banneker.
Also, if there's cake, I'm grabbing cake.
The
Yeah,
cake
there's
is
all
alive.
kinds of desserts. So there's a little pill form. It has a picture of a cake in front of it. Next to that is brownie, pie.
No, we don't need to worry about brownies or pies. We just need the cake.
So you put the little dropper on the pill, and it kind of swells up a little bit, and it turns into like this gummy looking thing, like a Flintstone gummy, but in the pill shape.
I put more water on it.
It just kind of drips off to the side.
That's how these things work. You're supposed to eat it like that, Adriadne.
But they just come. They just come. That's like how all of them look, like the gummy.
Yeah, they basically swell up and turn kind of like this translucent colored gummy rather than a pill.
I try to eat it.
Yeah, you put it in your mouth, and as you're chewing, you start to taste like you're chewing on actual food, and it kind of overwhelms your mouth, and it's pretty good. It's not like the best meal you've ever had. It's definitely not like the frosting from the original cake that you had, but it does taste like what. Yeah, the graduation cake frosting. But it does taste like the food that was pictured, and it tastes pretty good.
It's actually pretty close, you guys. It gets texture when it gets in there.
I start eating the gummy pizza.
Yeah, as you start chewing it, your taste buds are convinced that you're eating a pepperoni pizza. The texture of the crust and the cheese and the pepperoni kind of, your mouth is convinced that you are actually eating a pepperoni pizza, but it feel that kind of gumminess that you're chewing on. You know that you're chewing on a gummy, but your mouth is convinced that it's pepperoni.
Elias is just slowly nodding while he's chewing, like.
I finish it, and I'm like, never again.
What's the bug? What's the bug one?
So you drop the bug one, and it swells up into this little gummy.
I eat it.
Yeah, it tastes like beetles. I don't know if you've ever had beetles before.
Uh-huh.
They're very
high in protein.
Yeah, it's kind of like eating chicken.
I haven't had like
texture.
a beetle, but I had like little grubs, like dried grubs. They're pretty much like popcorn. They're pretty good, actually.
Yeah.
Yep. Trying to figure out if my character is grossed out or if it's me. I'm not sure which one. might be crossing the fourth wall here.
Depends on where you live. I know one of our friends in real life, he's from Mexico, and they do grasshoppers.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot of candy that has bugs inside, even like scorpions and grasshoppers and ants and stuff like that.
Yeah, high in protein.
I'm also
Supposedly
super
good for you.
supportive of like cricket farming, so I'm actually pretty convinced lots of space people would probably eat bugs.
There we are.
I would not be surprised.
Well, this is great for the types of people that need this. Quinn is like never needed it, not interested now. No need to start. There may be a time. Now is not that time.
I look at Quinn. I was like, good choice.
Yeah. I'm just gonna nod knowingly. Yeah.
Hey, Joe,
I'm
when
gonna
we're
look at-
on the.
Go ahead.
Go ahead.
After you.
Joe, when we were on the ship and we were like introduced to like the cafeteria and the security and the ships and everything, their cafeteria, did they have stuff like this, or was it like a creator?
It was like a
Yeah, we
paste.
had like a
Yeah.
The Banneker
replicator,
was
right?
like a replicator. Like it came out like a slushy, and then you put it in the microwave thing, and it kind of came out as the meal.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Okay, I couldn't remember.
So it
Yeah.
the Banneker produces much high quality. It's like going to a 5-star restaurant or McDonald's or whatever the case may be, because once you put the slushy together and put it in that replicator microwave type thing, it comes out
Jack Allen.
a real meal.
I will ask any chance we can procure that stool for my vertically challenged friend?
Oh, yes. And he begins to look around, and he finds there's like this little it's like a ladder that has a seat on the top. So it's like 3-step ladder, and then it's a seat. So
Multi-purpose.
it's about the same height as you, but it folds up.
It's mine now.
Let me
Yes,
scan it.
Just put it
please.
in your Omni tool.
Yep.
Feel free to take that with you.
Thank you.
I'll
Wait,
scan it. I'll
I'm not
scan
taking it from anyone else who needs it, am
I don't think so, no.
I? Okay,
just-
cool.
Charge it to the school.
2 days later. I know I left my stool somewhere.
God dang it.
All right.
But yeah, I go ahead and scan it before. Like I take it from her and I scan
Yay.
scan it. Then I hand it back.
All right.
Thanks.
I think I remember reading there's a thing for that. I don't remember that
Stools?
again. Yeah, thing for stools.
Tool
No,
for
for
stool.
for using your Omni tool. There's specific-
Tech, maybe?
Heck, maybe, yeah.
Technology?
Technology.
Let's go ahead and go with technology. I'll have to reread to. Don't want to misrepresent dark matter.
Ayo, natural 20.
Ayo.
Nice.
24.
Yeah, so you scan it with your Omni tool, and it tells you the makeup, like what it's made of, the metal that it's made of. It's just a basic titanium alloy stool. It breaks down the molecular identifiers of the paint that was used and tells you where the paint came from. It seems that this stool was made on Terra, brought out here, and it's a
So it's got lead paint.
I was gonna say, anyone ever eat paint chips when you were a kid? Yeah,
It's like,
why?
all right, we're gonna have to depaint this when we get back, but it's safe. All right, I guess we'll just head back to the cargo ship and see if they're done loading everything.
okay. Beats.
Yes.
Door fights back.
You get a communique from the representative that everything is accounted for, and all she needs is your signature for the chain of evidence, or chain of evidence, chain of manifest.
Well, everybody, I must go sign, and then we can probably be on our way. Everything in the manifest was okay. We didn't lose anything on the ride over,
Awesome.
Great.
so I will stomp off to go do my signature, and on the way I'll hit the doors like one last time watching.
Thank you so much for the food and the stool.
Of course, and good luck with your travels.
Good luck with your upgrades.
Yes, thank you. With your assistance, we'll be able to finish that within the week, I think.
Yay!
Excellent. That's great news. Anything we should tell the captain of the Banneker?
Oh, yes, actually, now that you've mentioned that, reaches in and pulls out a data pad, just a little tablet about the size of a calculator or a phone, just a little tiny data pad, and hands it to you. Yes, if you could please deliver this to your captain, I'd appreciate it.
Of course, happy to do so.
And you would
I'll take a look
recognize
at
this. It's a communications data pad. It's just got like notes on it.
I
Nothing
hold it
fancy.
up to get scanned.
Okay.
You're checking the stool. You have to check this data pad. Come on.
Yeah, you scan it, and it is in
Can I
fact
see
a
the
data
pad?
pad.
All right.
Put my hand out. Can I see the pad?
Yeah. Bloop.
Yeah, I'm gonna just look through it.
Okay. So on there, you'll find that there's a transfer of credits from
You direct those.
the director of Moonbase Operations to the Galactic Academy. It looks like it's a donation to the school. And then you find a thank you letter written by the director of operations to the captain of the
Aw.
Banneker. And then you scroll through and you find a thank you note from the director of Moonbase Operations to the Galactic Academy. You scroll and you find another thank you note to the Federation. Then you scroll and you find a thank you note from the director of operations to the conglomerate.
Man,
What
this
was
David,
the company?
this Dave Brink is such a kiss ass.
No wonder it's going to take him months to
Such a
finish.
company man. Yeah.
Goodness.
God, he spent half as much time working on this mod. Probably
Ah,
already.
corporation. I love the corporation.
He had to have something to do while he was waiting for supplies, so he just wrote literally every thank you letter he could think of.
Pre-written everything just in
Yeah.
case.
It's like, thank you for anonymous crew that delivered everything.
Dear insert name here.
I'd like to thank the Academy. Oh wait, it's
Yeah.
fine.
Peter, I can't remember. I don't have my my notes.
Panworld.
Panworld, yes, Panworld Corporation. So there's a letter of thanks to the Panworld Corporation on there.
Okay. Yeah, I'm just skimming through to make sure there's no funny business.
Sure, there's no viruses.
Besides
on
the
there.
corporation thing, yeah. But yeah,
And this place is so 90s. Make sure there's no like LimeWire downloaded or anything on it.
Oh yeah.
I mean, there's a reason I'm checking.
No peer-to-peer networks.
Notice that statement came from Beats.
Hey, I had a nasty virus once. Okay.
Caught it from some teenager.
LimeWire and BitTorrent.
Oh boy.
All right.
I'm for everybody.
All right, so we're heading back. I'm just gonna check with Elias. Anything seem fishy? He seems like a straight guy.
Seems like just some guy doing his job. Just gonna just pocket the data pad and hold on to it.
Can I look at it? Can I see if there's any viruses on it?
can you reach it?
I put
Hold
your
it
hand.
up.
Dangling it.
Try not to delete anything.
Yeah.
Delete. I'm the engineer.
I don't know. Maybe you like to delete things.
Why would I? How would I be here if I liked to delete things that I wasn't supposed to delete?
You deleted the other person that was supposed to be here.
Ooh, that's clever.
I'm like,
That's why we keep him around.
like,
right.
Okay. What do I have to roll a tech to make sure there's no viruses on it?
Yes.
Okay.
Roll a tech.
Blah.
Check.
21.
Boom.
Rolling
We
some
don't
pretty
roll. We
high
don't roll
rolls,
lower than
yeah.
15 in this campaign. It's a rule.
Yeah. So you're scrolling
Wait till
through,
I roll.
and you're kind of investigating like the back end coding and everything, and you actually do find that there is a virus on this data pad.
Oh shit.
It's like a backdoor malware type virus. If you click on one of the emails and open it up, one of the thank you notes, there is actually a virus that will wirelessly start to spread into whatever local device it can connect to.
I gotta
Knew
delete it. Can I get rid of it?
With that natural 20, you're able to identify it and get rid of the attachment.
It wasn't a natural 20. It was a dirty 21.
Okay,
But-
still, that's pretty high roll.
Okay.
You're able to identify. This is as you're kind of looking through the coding and everything, this is one of those early 2000s viruses. It looks like this is probably infested everywhere in here, and not just like, it doesn't look like this was ill intent. It looks like this is just probably propagated throughout this entire facility at this point.
They were downloading music from LimeWire. I told you. That's
He was like, I
Trojan horse.
need to get my Britney Spears on my
I was
data
just
pad.
gonna
I
say,
need
yeah.
it.
When Hit Me Baby One More Time comes on,
Yeah,
that's when
yeah.
we know where it came from.
I
Yeah.
need
Toxic
3 copies
is
of
my
Toxic.
jam.
Yeah, so they downloaded Toxic, and it wasn't the only thing they got.
Can you take me higher?
Okay.
As we're taking off and flying away.
You guys, there's definitely a very dangerous virus
Are you for serious?
on this data pad. Oh yeah.
was it
Not
on
only is it in this data pad, it's probably like in this whole base.
Are
We
you for
probably
real?
should take care of that while we're
It's
here.
called malware.
Mm,
Mal
Malware.
means bad.
sounds 90s.
And
It was
Beach
bad.
wasn't even in there, so he's gonna go maybe plug it in somewhere. And
Getting
Oh no,
it.
I'm gonna delete it.
I
So
mean, I
I
would-
will. Oh, I'm so sorry.
No, so, you think you can take care of it throughout the rest of the systems here?
Oh yeah,
Don't
probably.
Delete it. Don't delete it. Where did it come from?
Where did it come from?
You said it's everywhere. From
as you're
everywhere.
tracing it through, you can kind of see that this has probably been brought in from one of the technologies that was brought in as a supply thing. There doesn't seem to be as high or stringent a security protocol here. While they go through the manifest through protocol, and they go through the serial numbers and collect the chain of manifests, they don't seem to inspect anything here. They just kind of, once they've got it in, they
just match it and go.
yeah. So it was probably brought in from something. You're not sure where, but it definitely was brought in from outside. And it's very early 2000s type virus coding, so it's not something that's.
Wonder if it came on that super old computer. I bet it came on that super old computer.
I bet it's there.
Corrupted Bitcoin.
Does anyone have a? Ooh, wait a second.
Someone.
Does anyone have an interface
panel.
rig? Is anyone proficient in?
Well, he did say
interface?
the entire laptop runs the entire moon base.
Exactly. That's why I'm thinking it came from the really old
I don't have
computer, because it's a really old virus. It's not actually harmful really that much. It's fine. They would use it to steal your credit information, but that's not like a thing anymore.
But we use credits. What?
No, I mean, there used to be. Okay, so there used to be like money, like made out of paper and metal. And then they had cards that had digital money on them.
Sort of like what we use now, yeah.
Yeah, but now we don't even really have the cards. We just have.
Yeah, you have little chips in
We have little chips.
Yeah, no, I'm just. Oh, okay. Well, let's help them take care of this virus throughout the system.
Point me to a panel.
Let's trace it.
Okay.
Let's not.
So as you're walking down the hallway, you come to a room that looks like some kind of engineering room that has consoles. They look very like 1960s NASA, massive buttons and radial dials, and it's very very old tech.
Guys.
But it looks functional.
Guys.
Not that I want to be that guy, but this isn't our ship or base. Do we just leave it?
Well, I mean, we could leave it, but then there's always the potential that it'll interact with some kind of new technology and then mutate and then actually become something that will affect all of our modern technology and maybe come in and steal everybody's credit information, like our credit information. And then, somebody could absolutely wipe out everybody's money on this moon base.
That really sounds like a problem for future us and not for current us.
Hey, don't give Joe any ideas.
Elias, this is the moon
It'll
base.
take like 2 seconds.
Do you know that they are working on the maw to help us actually further our exploits out in space? If we don't take care of it now, if they do get more people and more technology is upgraded here, and this, like she said, virus does mutate to something more threatening, it could delay our actual departure.
It could get in the maw. What if it gets in the maw?
We take care of the small, insignificant virus right now, while it's insignificant, and it won't be a problem later.
I don't know anything about viruses. Okay?
What?
I don't know anything about viruses. This isn't our stuff.
I will
What
go.
if we have a?
I will look for Doug, and I will go tell him of the issue. So
Don't tell Doug. Don't tell Doug. I have a compromise. What if we don't get rid of the virus? What if we, hear me out, what if we watch, it's much easier, I'm sure, to watch what the virus is collecting and where it's sending it. And then we tell the Banneker that this is happening, if we decide, but we are watching where the data goes. This stuff happens all the time. You could talk to Alfie. There was a great case of corporate espionage where someone put what looked like a pretty harmless virus and it actually was transmitting data back to a different corporation. So maybe instead of just ending it and killing everything and us never knowing where it was going, we actually track to figure out where this is. Because if somebody's trying to get info on the maw, and it actually is something that's like super serious and not just opened the wrong attachment, at least we would know where it's going.
I look-
I'm abstaining because I don't even
How-
know what
I
half the
look down
words
at
you
Eric.
said were.
How
So
sure am I that this
Computers.
came from
Computers.
the old laptop?
You're about 98% sure that it probably originated from that lap.
I mean, I guess we could ask him exactly where he bought the laptop, because this totally came from
Best
he
Buy.
bought it from Evil Corporation.
I mean, he did get it
BestBuy.com.
for still.
eBay.
Also not a sponsor
Evil Bay.
yet.
Evil Bay.
Evil
Yeah, like
Bay.
that.
Well, he did get it for still for a very archaic antique. So there is a possibility someone gave it to him on purpose. But the more we think harder on this, the more the bigger the plot can always get.
Yeah.
We'll be back, right? We're coming back here. We have to come back here. We have to go through the
In
mall.
months, and this virus could escalate.
Well, we let them know. We let them know when we're ready. You know, if it's something that they got to worry about, then we let them know.
I'm ready.
We don't even know what if it's like what if somebody finds out that it's gone and then they come and put something else that's harder to find in.
At
Okay,
this
I'm gonna
point,
make an executive decision since I'm lead security.
Yeah.
Take care of it. I'm like, no, Andrew, take care of it.
Got it.
and as
You
you
go-
as you
how
say
about-
that, you see
say
Doug
make it so. You have to
walking
say
down
make
the
it so.
hallway.
Yeah, you go tell Doug, and while you're telling Doug, and you come back and tell me whether or not I actually have permission to do this, you go talk to Doug, and I am going to try and use some of that time to figure out where the information is being transmitted to.
Okay.
Very well. I'm sorry,
Compromise.
Joe, were you saying something?
Yeah. As you're saying that to Adriadne, you see Doug walking down the hall towards the room that you're in. It doesn't look like he's heading for you guys. It looks like he's just walking down the hallway, but he's heading in that direction.
I'll try to intercept him.
Okay. So you come out of that room, and he notices you, and as he has not spoken before, you're kind of taken aback. What are you doing in there?
Sorry.
Oh, Doug.
We
Love you, Doug.
we saw that there was a virus in the data pad that we were handed and found that it was throughout the entire system. I was coming to find you actually. We can take care of it for you so that it doesn't escalate.
Oh yeah. Okay. Well, that's sorry. I was just coming from the helium bar.
Oh, okay.
So
This place is awesome.
you said you said that you found a virus.
Yes. It was on the data pad that we were handed to bring to the Banneker. We took care of it on the data pad, but we did find that it is throughout the moon base. We suspect it came from that archaic machine, the laptop.
Laptop.
Oh yeah. Oh great. That's not good. Oh, I've seen some shit, and it all stems from the Pan World. I told him not to bring that here. He got that laptop from the Pan World swap. He wouldn't even let me scan it.
Oh, that's protocol, man.
Yeah.
You gotta make him you gotta scan it. You gotta
Yeah, sometimes you
scan
gotta
it.
put your foot down. He might be the moon base operations, whatever fancy title. But you're head security. Can't let anything slip. But
Yeah,
we'll
I don't
have that.
understand all the
Director.
technical stuff, but definitely, if you can help us take care of that, I would
Operation.
greatly appreciate it.
I lean back into the doorway and give her the thumbs up.
He's the Dumbo, you guys. The
what?
director of moon base operations, the Dumbo.
Nice.
Dumbo.
Dream come true, Dave.
Combo, yeah.
All right, how can I figure out where this information is getting sent to.
Okay, it's going to take you some time to kind of backtrace all that. I want you to roll another tech roll.
Can I help her? If she's gonna, are you telling us that you're gonna trace it, or are you just gonna act like you're deleting it but actually trace it?
Yeah, I would have told you guys that I'm planning to first trace it, but for everybody else that isn't our group, I am deleting it.
I'm also proficient in technology, and I don't know if there's someone else who would be better at Quinn than it.
I have a +4 to technology.
And
so-
you're talking to Doug, right?
Yeah.
So if you're talking to Doug, I'll assist you if I can help.
Yeah. You can also also get on a console and.
Is that typical? I just get advantage.
I'll let you
Jacking
roll
in.
for me. You roll for
Jacking in.
me.
Oh, thank you.
The way I do assists and stuff is if you are proficient in a skill, you can offer assistance. And if you do that, that gives the person who initially wanted to do the action advantage on the roll.
Great.
That way we don't have 5 different rolls happening, but you
Absolutely.
can still affect the outcome.
So I was really jazzed that I got advantage because first I rolled a 3.
Yeah.
And then after that, I also rolled a 3.
Oh,
That's a total of 8.
Freaking A. Oh. So you're like,
Oh.
it's like username, and you're like typing in all of our names, and then for passwords, you're using our last names. So I'll just type
Yeah.
numbers.
She typed it in wrong 3 times and it locked her out.
Okay. So, as you're doing that, because it's taking you some time, you're successfully going to be able to trace this. It's a fairly archaic virus. The coding is really outdated, and it's very easy. It's so outdated, it takes you a while to remember the code. Okay? So, it's going to take you some time to get that information. While you're doing that, Beats, you were requested in the cargo area to sign over.
Ooh,
I'll go with him.
sorry. It was a little bit higher. It would have been a 10 because I have retro tech, so I get double proficiency. I forgot.
Nice. Okay.
Nice.
So it takes you a little less time than it would have.
Yeah.
That's good though.
Mhm.
Retro tech.
Nice.
Neat.
This is definitely retro tech. All right. So Beats, you get to the cargo manifest, and the individual that was in charge of transferring all that stuff hands a data pad over to you. So please sign everything is accounted for and has been transferred off of your chariot.
Terrific. I look down at it. Is there something like I can check it?
It's
without
it's like a holographic interface that it's like a touch screen, but it's holographic. So as you're kind of touching it, it'll trace over, and then there's a little checkbox that you can tap.
But like I can double check everything on the manifest before I
Yeah, you could scroll up. It's like a
make sure.
terms of service, and it's got all the accounted serial numbers.
I am not a robot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, this is
how do I
awkward.
get past this?
He has me press the button for him.
Yeah. Hang on
Verify
one
you're
moment.
not a robot.
So, like, glancing at the manifest and the serial numbers and stuff, do I notice anything different, or that it looks out of place, or just
Nope, everything
kind
looks.
of standard? I just need to. Oh, okay,
Yep, everything's pretty standard. Everything is accounted for. They seem to be following the same protocols that you would normally follow, and
Okay.
everything seems on the up and up.
So I go ahead and I'll okay it and hand the data pad back.
Okay, you sign, and as you hit the button, there's a ding, ding, and you feel like a relief. No longer you're responsible.
Excellent.
Chain of ownership of the manifest has successfully transferred over.
And you have a virus.
Well, I'll
Think you'd have to check in before I
I'll
got
I will kind of hit my communications and let everyone know that Okay, crew. Manifest is done. Signed off. We can get out of here. Where are you guys anyway?
You guys are in an engineering room, one of the engineers.
Are you still playing with the door?
Yep.
I was like, no, Beats. We are taking care of some last minute business, and we'll meet up with you in. I look at Adriadne like how long is this taking?
Odd. How long is this going to take me?
At this point, you're fairly convinced that another 5 minutes you'll have it traced.
Maybe 5, 10.
About 5 minutes. We'll be there in 5 minutes.
Okay, I will head to the docking bay and wait for you there.
Roger that.
Alright. Yeah,
Over.
the little static on purpose.
Over.
You have to say over.
We gotta talk about that.
So it takes you another 5 minutes, and you're able to kind of trace this back. It obviously came from the laptop. There's no doubt about it, and it was installed locally on the laptop through a program called Napster.
Oh, yes. Oh, Napster.
Ron Parker's watching right now. I think he just left.
But yeah, it was definitely installed on purpose on the laptop and propagated from the laptop throughout the moon base.
Okay,
And you're able to successfully isolate and delete that.
cool. All right, guys. Fixed it.
And
Awesome.
you were able to determine, because I know you were trying to determine where the information was routed to.
Yeah.
You're able to determine that everything was being collected on that laptop and being shot through satellite communications to a ghost satellite that is orbiting Jupiter.
Ghost satellite.
As in, the information is being broadcast. Oh.
Thanks, Fran.
Cat
We
interference.
lost her. She found the information and got erased.
It's Diana the game guy
no.
for real.
So the information is being beamed to a location in orbit, but there's no registered satellite or like receiver in that area that you're aware of. So it's a
Okay, so
ghost
it's either
satellite.
really old or really hidden.
Those
okay.
are two very safe assumptions. Yeah.
Perhaps the archives are incomplete.
Yeah. I will relay this information to my comrades.
All right.
I'm checked in.
We will let the Banneker know, and we can probably have them scan.
Yeah,
The
we should
satellite
go
before
look
we
and
leave.
see it, because I hope it's really old, and I'm guessing it's really old. It's probably just a satellite that maybe just doesn't actually operate anymore, or somebody lost track of. I don't think Napster still exists. So, yeah,
Maybe
it might
Napster
be that,
is run by Anonymous, who still exist.
or it's something that's hidden and has taken
No.
Napster's satellite.
Well, we don't have any tech right now on the surface, I think, that could scan it from here. So
No, we'll have to use the ship.
yeah, so I'll let the captain know and head of security to scan it before we leave back to Terra.
Hey
You have
Joe.
oh, sorry, go ahead, Dave.
Sorry. Just vaguely, does stealth technology work in space with us, like in Terra and stuff?
To a certain extent, stealth technology does exist, but the area of Sol has been pretty mapped, and satellites in the system have been they're aware of those things. So this is something that is Adriadne has said, either something really old that hasn't been on the star chart maps or anything, or that it is stealthed.
Okay, but we know stealth stuff exists.
Yes, some of the other
obviously I
races
don't know anything about it, but I know that it's there's something that could be.
Right, some of the other races and stuff have stealth technology that's a little bit even the Banneker has a little bit of stealth technology, but it's not to the extent of
Bulking
being
devices
able,
or anything.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I'm gonna kind of like nod to her, be like, we should probably actually physically go to the location and check it out.
No, yeah, I have the coordinates and all the stuff where it's like trying to transmit.
You do have the coordinates.
Also, question.
Mhm.
It's like a bit of retcon, but I was wondering if I could have like taken some of the virus and keep it in sort of like a secure little file or something to take with me.
Is this
So
virus
copying-
from 2020?
Yeah.
Copying the code, yes. You can have a
Yeah.
little copy of the code like on a separate like USB drive or something.
So we can analyze it if we need to.
I like the idea that we found this little thing and it's like, it could be a big thing. Suddenly it's like, actually, it's been a plot. They gave me these people the laptop because I knew it was this guy and he's going to bring it aboard.
Either way, Adriadne's about it because it's either like a really cool looking old virus, like cool retro stuff that she's into, or it's like a big space conspiracy. She wins either way.
Cool.
So you get back to the chariot, and everything is kind of ready to go for you. The engineers have been escorted. The cargo is off of the chariot and ready to go. Doug and the amoeboid are there to see you off, and they're just kind of waving as you get onto the chariot.
I'll probably do a quick walkthrough. Now that we know that it's like getting shady, there's like potentially shady stuff going on. I'm probably gonna check the ship.
Okay.
Yeah,
probably ask,
I want to make sure there's no virus on
Adriadne
here
to
now.
help.
Okay.
I'm not so much looking like hardware. I'm looking like, did someone put an explosive in the tailpipe?
Okay, so
Or
you
a
make an
banana.
Or a
investigation.
banana.
check.
Yeah, or a banana.
A cord on the cob.
Yeah, a
Oh,
pill
Oh.
that when activated turns into a corn on the cob.
Yeah.
All right, I'm not gonna.
crafty bastards.
Hey, not bad. All right, I got a 15.
Okay, as you're patrolling through the outside of the ship, and then you go in and you kind of look around the inside of the ship, you don't find anything out of place.
All right.
Adriadne, you said you were checking the software.
Yeah,
Okay, go ahead and roll your tech skill.
I got like a 13.
So you're kind of perusing through, and you don't find anything in the core coding of the chariot.
We weren't picking up anything from here, right? We were just dropping off.
Correct.
Mhm.
Yeah.
All right.
Just in case.
So as I'm back in the ship, turning things on, I'm gonna be talking. I'm gonna be like facing out towards, outside of the cockpit of the chariot, but talking to Hades so that others can hear me. I'm just gonna say, it's a bad move, man. These corporations, you don't get it. They go deeper than what we can imagine. I just think it was a bad idea telling people about this. We should have left it. Sketchy, man. They go deep. And it's legal. That's the other thing. It's not illegal. They have it, so they've made it legal. They control everything. It's crazy. We gotta check this out.
Well, we'll let the Banneker know, and we'll go to the location and check it out.
I think we should go to the location and then let the Banneker know.
Well, I don't think the captain's going to exactly let you fly the ship to a location that isn't Terra.
Firstly. Secondly, you are suggesting that the 5 of us, new crew of a very,
Primarily
esteemed
human.
ship, go to a place where there might be a horrible corporation waiting for us to, freaking black bag us?
Well, I mean, we got.
So I have a really easy way to fix this.
Control Alt Delete.
Send me the coordinates, and I can just run the ship through the coordinates.
Okay.
Like I can just set the course around the planet, like we're gonna go
Yeah,
head
that's what I'm saying.
back,
Yep.
and then
On
just
the
have
way.
us run through the coordinates.
Like
With
we're
the
taking the
cycle
scenic
further.
route.
I mean, look, so either we've added on literally 2 or 3 minutes to our trip and nothing's there, or we found something that's actually dangerous and actually a problem that we're going to have to deal with.
Fair enough.
And then we'll have the whole ship there with our fighter ships and with the captain who's like, the F is this, and then we go take care of it.
Or you don't say anything and you just run over it.
Yeah.
Um,
Case scenario, there's nothing there. This is no conspiracy. Worst case scenario, we take down bad guys? Is this what humans do? He's just gonna look at everybody. Is this what
I
you
don't
guys?
know. I'm not.
I look at Quinn, the only human in our
Yeah.
group.
Quinn, is this a
That's
human?
true.
He's the one who's like, this is
Look at him.
celebrations. Like,
I was like, I'm half human, but I'm like, no.
All
well,
I'm
he's the
saying,
one who's like pushing it. Like,
yeah, all I'm saying is if we think that this Maw is going to go online and we're going to fly this awesome ship that we just got loaded up on through a Maw, and we have these corporations that have already infected the entire research facility.
Shit,
Does
not
that
anymore.
Does that spook anybody else out? We got to check this out. Let's
Well, now
let's
here's-
just drive through and we'll
Okay.
just take a look at it. We don't have to board anything, but like, come on, man, this is crazy. This is
Very well.
like, this is,
I will. We will go with Elias's plan. He'll set the course. He'll just say, we'll just say that we want to give the people of the crew, a
Yeah, or
scenic
like the family's a
view-
really cool view.
a view of Europa before
Yeah.
we take off back to Terra, since it's
We
going to be
have any-
such a short trip.
are we bringing anyone back with us?
Nope.
No.
I'll just say,
We have the
okay, I'll just
families
say
and
that
stuff.
no, we don't have anybody. It's just us.
no, in
Oh
the
no,
ship.
we're talking about when we get back to the.
No, yeah, when we
Banneker.
get back to the Banneker,
Oh, you want
he's
to go
gonna
through with the
program the ship.
Banneker.
Yeah.
to-
Oh
to do
yeah.
the scenic
No,
route.
we're not going to the
Oh.
chariot. We're taking the Banneker to
I
the
wanted
to go with
because
the
if it's
chariot.
something. We ain't taking no chariot, no box
No,
ship.
because if there is
We're
that's
taking
something
the
bad
Banneker
there.
ship.
I was going.
Satellite
Something bad
roadkill with
there.
the Banneker.
Yeah.
I've been rolling great for piloting checks. We would have made it out for sure.
It's the one
Um,
roll that's a nat one.
How many guns does?
Yeah, but
This-
like,
Another whole
chariot
closed
hat.
ship that's bigger and we just smash into
Yeah.
it and don't
It
do
is.
anything.
but
the roast.
I
It's
like
the-
To answer your
just-
question, Adriadne, there are no guns on this chariot. This
Yet.
chariot has a shield, but that's it.
We're not going to the chariot.
No.
All right, I'm reluctant. Quinn's reluctant, but he's not
Well,
gonna.
no,
go
like yeah,
against-
we'll
not gonna
just
go
we'll
against
just
it.
claim like Elias. Just say it's just to give the crew and the families a scenic view of Europa, so that
That's where I got the coordinates from. It was a recommendation to take the people around.
and we check it out. I'll make sure I'm on the bridge to ask one of the engineers to scan the area that we're looking at.
Mhm.
I can just do it.
Even better.
even better. If nothing's there, yeah. If there's something there, we point it to the captain.
Oh, there's something.
What
there.
is that? And then we deal with it.
Yeah.
All right, let's get this taken care of and head home.
Right.
Head home. I mean, back to our ship.
Yeah.
Our ship is home now.
Yeah.
I'm powered up.
Nice.
We're going home.
All right.
Buckle up, kids.
So you hit the button on the chariot, and the thrusters kind of levitate you up, and then you realize, oh crap, we're still in the garage.
Punch it.
And the garage door, and you drive it on the wheels out to the.
I'm imagining like a legit garage door,
Yeah.
like my garage door.
Yep.
Like,
It's metal,
Really
but it's
loud.
opens up, and you get out to the launch pad, and it's kind of like a helicopter like landing pad. It's just like this concrete area, and you hit the button, and the thrusters hit off, and I need you to roll your piloting.
All right, here we go. This is it. This
Don't
is the,
fuck it up.
This is the one that we were. This is
Wait.
what we were gonna have.
Hold on.
This
Hold
is
on.
gonna be, and I
Before-
told you so. Either way,
Wait, before he
not bad.
oh, never mind.
18.
18?
Yeah.
Okay. So you launch up, and you're able to maneuver the chariot, and it. And you feel that G-force if you're all thrown back into your seats, and kind of rattles a little bit through the atmosphere, and then it into the zero gravity of space. As you dock it in, you can see the trapdoor underneath open up, and you maneuver the chariot back into the Banneker. And the claws come down and lock the chariot in place, and the trapdoor shuts. And that is where we're going to end session 1 of Sunrunners.
We didn't die.
We didn't die yet.
But we could have been closer to it.
That's right.
That's good. This is good. This is
So,
good.
Thank you for
Napster.
joining us on this
Start of all problems.
adventure. We will be playing this every Sunday starting at 9 p.m. Eastern Time and playing till about this time, maybe a little earlier, maybe a little later, depending on how things are going. Make sure you join us every Sunday. Make sure you donate for the children. And yeah, we'll see you next time.
For the children.
Have a
All
great
the
night.
children.
Thanks, everybody.
Thank you.